It's early days yet, I know, but this could be, I think this might be my most comfortable racing shoe yet. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see, we've got this gorgeous looking shoe in front of me, the New Balance FuelCell RC Elite 2. Now first of all, I want to point out the awesome asymmetrical design we've got going on here. So look, we've got on one side we've got pink on the outsole and white on the white and yellow on the other outsole, but then we have the opposite colours on the top of the upper. We're giving a little bit of structure there. I just think they've made an awesome, cool looking shoe. Took this shoe for the much anticipated first run. I've been dying to get out there. I had to wait a little bit longer than expected, which I'll explain in a minute, for a couple of reasons. But yeah, so I'm going to attach that first run here. Today's the day I finally get to try this shoe. It just looks awesome. Look at that. Now that really is fantastic looking. I've been wanting to give this awesome shoe a try for ages now. This on the 9th of June, a day before it came out on places like New Balance and Pro Direct and sports shoes, thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this before anyone else. I bought it from runningexpert.com, which is a great website. I've used it before, but I didn't realise that they were based in Denmark. So because of all this Brexit stuff going on, I didn't get this till well after everyone else did. So sorry to keep you guys waiting. As you can probably hear, my chest infection has been doing my head in, been coughing my guts up, but we're gonna get out and do a run. Okay, so 4 miles done in the New Balance FuelCell RC Elite 2. It's definitely more than I should have run today because my lungs are bad, but I really wanted to get a review out for you guys at pace as well. Average pace 6 minutes 38 per mile, put the kilometers up here. So yeah, I did enjoy that, even if my lungs didn't, my legs did. The first 3 words that come to my mind after that run are bouncy, sock-like fit, again all one word, and comfortable. We will get back to the shoeroos there and put together my first run review. Send a bit. So after my first run, I would say that I definitely enjoyed running this shoe. As always, these are just my first initial impressions. It's not a full review. I'm not going to score it on anything other than the Running Man Sam fun factor at the end, which is obviously just how much I enjoyed this individual run. But it's just basically what I was first thinking when I was running it in this shoe and all that kind of stuff, just like usual. If you are new to the channel today, guys, and you think this guy's an absolute shoe mad addict, then please hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'll try and keep up to date with as many of these running shoes as possible. We also do racing vlogs on this channel, and one of the key points on this channel is that I'm a 90 kilogram runner, so this is the perspective of a heavier runner that can still run fairly quick for my size. So if that fits your category, then please make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. That's what gets this video out there to more people, so more people discover the channel, so I can make these videos better and better for you. As always, we are going to get the stats out of the way first. But what I did find in this shoe, compared to the New Balance FuelCell Rebel, is that I actually found this to be a little bit longer. I didn't find that this was a bit of a tight fit. I know some people have said that they didn't, but I found this to run a little bit longer than some of the other New Balance shoes that I've run in, which I've run in another 4 pairs of New Balance shoes, and they've all been quite tight at the toe box, so I've had to go 11.5 UK. As I say, this is an 11, so I think it's got a nice accommodating toe box room here and a good wide fit along here, but we'll get into the fit a little bit more. So in terms of some of the stats, this has got a bit of an upgrade in terms of the stack height compared to its the first model of the shoe, which I never ran in, but we've got 39 millimeters of stack in the back and 31 millimeters of stack in the front, which gives you an 8 millimeter drop. So prices, this is £210 in the UK, and from what I can see on the internet, it's around about $225. So yeah, not too bad with the price. For my men's size 11 UK, I'll put the scales and the measures up here, but obviously that's a little bit higher than on the website. I think that puts this a little bit lighter than the Adios Pro 2, but heavier than the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2. So with the stats out of the way, we're going to dive into the shoe. We're going to start off with the upper. So the upper has got to be one of my favourite race uppers that I've ever tried so far. I know it's early days, but I just was really impressed when I put this shoe on at how comfortable it was. So the upper, we've got like a sort of a knitted material here, which is quite stretchy, but it conforms to your foot really nicely. And as I said after the first run, with my 3 first thoughts that came to my head, a sock-like fit. And that's definitely what I found. Once this was on my foot, I just felt like it felt really nice. It almost sort of became like my sock. I didn't really feel it on my foot, which is a good thing. It wasn't annoying me or anything like that. It just felt good. As I said, in terms of sort of fit, I feel like it does fit true to my size, at least in an 11. I just think it's a really nice fit in here. It's not too tight. It's sort of it's fairly snug, but roomy, if that makes sense. So it's not like a Nike shoe, where the midfoot comes right in and this bit feels really tight. Plenty of room in the toe box, plenty of depth in the toe box, but again, not too much. As I said, this is nice and stretchy. We got some overlays here and here, just to add a little bit of structure to the upper, but I was really impressed with it. Honestly, I was really impressed with the fit of this upper and the way the material felt. As you can see, it's very breathable with all these holes. I mean, it was a cold day today, but I'm not worried at all about breathability. In terms of lacing, after running the Adios Pro 2, this is an absolute joy. This isn't going to be a comparison. I will bring that at some point, but I really struggled to get the laces right in the Adios Pro 2. As I was putting on them, they just wasn't coming in. This was perfect. This was just like the New Balance Rebel, to be honest, this sort of tongue and lacing system. The tongue is very minimal, but no problems at all. It didn't cause any issues on sort of pressure points with the laces up here. Really good lockdown from the laces. Easy to pull the laces in nicely. As you can see from the back here, we have got an incredibly sturdy, look at that, really sturdy heel, with quite a bit of structure as well here compared to some of the other super racing shoes that we've got. And then obviously a bit of a flared Achilles here. In terms of just overall lockdown, I found this shoe to be really good today. As I said, I took it for 4 miles at an average pace of 6 minutes 38. Again, I'll put the kilometre pace here. But I just felt good. I felt good in this shoe. I felt my foot was held in here nicely. And it was comfortable. As I said, comfortable. It just felt, the fit of this was sock-light and comfortable. I just enjoyed having my foot inside this shoe today, so that's good. So yeah, all positive really from the upper. Moving on to the midsole. Again, this is always my favourite part of a shoe. This is where the magic happens in the shoe. This is what connects you to the road, sends you flying around, and what gives you that sort of what you really feel a shoe feels like. We've got the Fuel Cell midsole in here, which is incredibly bouncy, incredibly squidgy, which I absolutely loved in the New Balance Rebel version 2. And again, I absolutely love it in here. It really is really bouncy. It really is responsive. It feels good fun to run in. As I said, it's comfortable. So not only is it sort of responsive and poppy and all that kind of stuff, but it just feels nice when you're landing in it. It feels good, and it feels like it really does absorb that impact. So of course we do have a carbon plate in here, which we can see exposed underneath, but it's not as sort of rigid as some of the other ones in some of the other carbon plate racing shoes. So what I did find in this shoe today, it was quite responsive and fun to run in and bouncy. I didn't get that necessary aggressive feeling that I get from the likes of the Next Percent 2 or the Alpha Flow when I had that. So maybe it didn't feel as fast straight away as some of the other shoes that I ran in. But again, this is still really, really early days. I haven't had this in a longer run yet or an even faster run. Just my first thoughts. But I just didn't necessarily notice that real aggressive carbon plate feel, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I have a similar sort of feeling in the ASICS Metaspeed Sky, where I don't necessarily get a really aggressive feel from the carbon plate in this. Again, which isn't a bad thing either. So yeah, that's just something to be noted. In terms of how stable did this shoe feel to run in today, I think it felt really, really stable considering the stack height that we've got here and considering how soft this foam is. And I think they've achieved that just by the sort of styling that they've done here on the midsole, where it comes out there and comes out here, and we've got a little bit of a lateral flare. I just feel like as we're going through the gait cycle, that gives you a little bit more stability there. Natural stability, of course, not sort of through a medial post. I really, really enjoyed after running in the Adios Pro 2, where I found that to be an incredibly unstable shoe, unfortunately, after my first run. Now, so we've just got some rubber here, and some rubber here, and obviously exposed foam here. It was raining today, and I didn't find any issues with grip. I only took it on the road and it was fine for what I ran in. No wear at the moment, no exposed foam showing anywhere, but I'm sure it will do after some time. But yeah, as I said, not a lot to write home about with the grip. It was fine in the weather today. It gripped the road on the turn. So now let's get into the pros and cons as always. So for me, the pros of this are the fit. I just think it fits absolutely lovely on the foot. It's so soft against my foot. Such a sock-like feeling, as I said. And just a really comfortable upper for me. Again, the pros, I think the tongue works really nicely. Just sitting on the top, not getting in the way, not annoying you or anything like that. And the midsole. The midsole is definitely a pro for me. Just really bouncy, really comfortable. I think it would just easily eat up miles without that necessarily aggressive feeling that you get from some of the other carbon plated racing shoes. Cons, I'm sort of struggling to find anything that is a real con from this. I guess maybe through time we might see a little bit of wear on this exposed foam here, and maybe some creasing, because I've noticed a lot of creasing in the Fuel Cell Rebel V2, which of course this is the same midsole as. But that's just clutching at straws at the moment. We haven't got any real cons for this. I enjoyed it so far. I wouldn't say it was the fastest racing shoe I've ever run in, but I would say that it's probably the most comfortable racing shoe that I've run in so far. But as always, other shoes that are in this category, of course, there are so many. We've got the adidas Adizero Adios Pro 2, which I tried the other day, the ASICS Metaspeed Sky, the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 or 1 or Alpha Fly, the adidas Adios Pro 1, so many. This is obviously a carbon plated racing shoe specifically designed for the marathon, but you know, for me, I use these sorts of shoes on a 5k, a 10k, a half marathon, all those sorts of things, because I still find they're sort of the fastest type of shoe to do those runs in. In terms of the Running Man Sam first run score, this is the fun factor. So how fun was this shoe to run in today? Not taking into account sort of any scoring or the upper or midsole, just when I was running in this shoe today, how much did I enjoy it and what did I think of it? And I'm probably going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 today, which is quite positive really. Guys, what do you make of this shoe? Do you like the asymmetrical design? Do you think it looks awesome? Do you have it? And if you don't have it, are you interested in getting it? I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, once again, please can you hit that like, hit the subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, all that sort of good stuff. As always guys, I've been Running Man Sam. This has been a super duper shoe review, and I'll see you guys in a bit.